Introducing The Rice Husband by Aman Chander, Noah McMichael, and Gard Lindtjorn.
The beginning of the story starts with Lena explaining her mother's abilities to tell the future and how superstitious her mother is. Lena explains samples of her mother's superstitions, just like when a philodendron plant was slowly dying and Yin Yang, aka Lena's mother, predicted that if Lena's father didn't gain a healthy diet, that he would slowly die just like the plant. Also, Lena's mother believed that if Lena didn't eat her rice, that her destined husband would have poor facial features such as bad acne. When hearing this, Lena decides to stop eating altogether to have her destined husband killed so she wouldn't have to marry him. The story then shifts to when Harold and Lena met and decided to take their relationship to the next step and decided to move in with each other. They also got a job in the same architecture firm in which they worked as equals. Lena came up with the solid idea that Harold should start his own firm, in which he did. Harold hires numerous co-workers, including his own wife, Lena. He doesn't pay Lena as much as him because he didn't want it to seem that his wife got special treatment from him. Many fights occur, such as the one about Lena wanting to pay Harold back for his ice cream that he bought her with her own money. These conflicts bring Lena's mother to the assumption that she needed to visit them in their new condo. Lena picked a fight with Harold that got violent, and Lena's mother told Lena that she knew this would happen. She then questions Lena on why she had done anything in the old house of Lena and her family in San Francisco. The story grows to the varying locations around Lena's life, such as her neighborhood and her kitchen, where she was given many life lessons about her future. Later in the story, Yin Yang visited her daughter's new condo where she lived with her new husband, Harold. Lena and her husband get a job working as the same business firm in San Francisco. Lena forces thoughts into her husband's mind, making him leave the business to form his own business. The rest of the chapter takes place at a party where Harold and Lena fight about money and how it is affecting their lives.
Lena St. Clair is the daughter of Yin Yang St. Clair and is one of the main protagonists in the chapter. Lena had learned that her destined husband will have a non-smooth face for every grain of rice she had left in her bowl. She then wishes he will die, which he does, but has now made her believe that her unhappy marriage with her current husband Harold is due to this. Yin Yang St. Clair is the mother of Lena St. Clair and is believed to have the ability to predict the evils that will come into her family. She has a strained relationship with her daughter because she passes on her passive, ghost-like persona onto her, which makes her sad and gloomy all throughout the chapter. Harold is the husband of Lena St. Clair and is one of the main characters of the chapter. He is in an unhappy marriage with Lena due to the level of closeness they have with each other. He had proposed the idea of keeping track of how much money they owe to each other, but has led the marriage to break even more. He is seen to be the punishment of Lena wishing her destined husband to die.
In The Rice Husband, there are two main conflicts in the chapter: man versus man and man versus self. The man versus man conflict is between Yin Yang and Lena, and they are arguing about Lena's destined husband. Her mother had said that if she doesn't eat all the rice in her bowl, it will lead to marks on her husband's face. Lena believes that her destined husband is her neighbor Arnold, so she decides to start finishing all of the rice in the bowl. After getting fed up with this, she decides to rebel against her mother and stops eating rice, causing her husband to have an ugly face and potentially die. The man versus self conflict is about Lena feeling guilty over Arnold's death. When she had stopped eating rice, she wished that he would die. Lena feels guilty after learning that Arnold had died after a few years. Even though Arnold had died due to a measles-related disease, she feels responsible for this event. Lena starts to wonder whether her unhappy marriage with Harold is an effect of what she has done. The theme of the story is stated at the very beginning. One thing is always the result of another. This seems to be the main message of the story because it shows the result of a single event. Yin Yang telling her daughter Lena that not finishing her rice bowl will make her marry a man that has disfigured marks all over his face. Her thoughts traveled to her neighbor Arnold, which seems like a suitable candidate as her destined husband. She then decides to start finishing her rice bowls, and later, when she stops eating her rice, she thinks she was affecting Arnold. In the end, Arnold dies, and Lena believed she was the unintentional cause. So in the end, it had showed how one event had directly influenced another event.